This week starts with a lot of key headlines streaming from the crypto industry itself. Bitcoin once again is on a bullish run as it hits all-time high after all-time high, breaking records as it continues to rise day by day. It's somewhat bullying to other cryptos who might feel dwarfed by its staggering price. On the other hand, altcoins are not doing so bad themselves, with some earning quite the review on their prospects. Ripple XRP, however, is in a peculiar position compared to other altcoins. Today we'll be talking about why the SEC will take no action against Ripple XRP. If you're watching a video on this channel for the first time, hit the like and subscribe button to watch more videos like this one. Let's get on with the video. The fight has barely started, and XRP is looming above its lowest price level thus far. Things like this sure take their toll. It's not much of a surprise for Ripple investors, as this was not an eventuality that is entirely unexpected for the Ripple-backed crypto. Maybe short traders might not be having a field day for the next few months, as XRP would seemingly be a wrong choice for them to consider as a possible trading opportunity. A quote that says the world will stand aside for anyone who appears to know where he's going is going to be true for Ripple as long as it stays true to its cause and focuses on the brighter side of things. Analysts have acknowledged the state of Ripple and admitted that things look pretty bad for the crypto, but feel it could still be much worse if the company lays back and takes every shot fired at it. However, they have appealed to the company's board to ensure that it does everything within its power to fight the lawsuit. Since it started, the case has been like a witch hunt, where the victim is isolated and left to fend for themselves against attackers. That's literally what XRP is experiencing at this moment. It's been singled out due to a lawsuit issued by the Securities and Exchange Commission of the United States. At first, it was perceived to be a preemptive measure to set a crack in the cryptocurrency industry. The suit portrays one of other such cases where an agency in the United States is gunning for any or all crypto. The moves have been subtle, but not anymore, taking a direct shot at the foundation of crypto right at its initial coin offering. The case filed against Ripple and other crypto in the past is pretty much the same, with the SEC declaring the crypto not as a digital asset but more of a company share. How? Well, let's see. We all pretty much understand how stock works. It simply has a similarity with crypto in the sense that you buy an asset of a company and you hold out or trade it as a short seller. There are two things to note in stock. There's always a company under whose umbrella the stock accrues. The stock or share stands for the amount of ownership in a company. The price of a single share varies exceedingly depending on how much value the company has in the public eye. Also, instead of an initial coin offering, stock companies have initial public offerings, and this precedes their official market entry. Any company that identifies itself as a stock company is mandated to register with the SEC. The SEC would then permit them to go ahead with their IPO. The SEC alleges that Ripple raised funds beginning in 2013 by selling digital assets known as XRP in unregistered security offerings to investors in the US and worldwide. Ripple also allegedly distributed billions of XRP in exchange for non-cash considerations such as labor and market-making services. According to the complaint, in addition to structuring and promoting the XRP sales used to finance the company's business, Larson & Garlinghouse also effected unregistered personal sales of XRP, totaling approximately $600 million. The SEC says the two executives failed to register their offers and sales of XRP or satisfy an exemption from registration, violating the registration provisions of the federal securities laws. It charges the company with failure to register their ongoing offer and sale of billions of XRP to retail investors, which deprived potential purchasers of adequate disclosures about XRP and Ripple's business, and other important long-standing protections that are fundamental to our robust public market system. XRP is not a security because, among other things, it is not an investment contract. XRP holders do not share in the profits of Ripple or receive dividends, nor do they have voting rights or other corporate rights. Purchasers receive nothing from their purchase of XRP except the asset. The vast majority of XRP holders have no connection or relationship with Ripple whatsoever. Secondly, Ripple has shareholders, so those wanting to invest in Ripple do not buy XRP but instead shares in Ripple. Unlike securities, the market value of XRP has not been correlated with Ripple's activities. Instead, the price of XRP is linked with the movement of other virtual currencies. However, crypto is meant to be seen as a currency and not some company's share value. That is the key reason why cryptocurrencies are decentralized. That is, they're not subject to any organization's rules, whether it's a regulator or the developer of its crypto. Compared to stock, coins are highly volatile and thus cannot be stabilized at a set price. Its prime features lies in its volatility, and the initial coin offering is the beginning of it all. Every crypto has to raise capital to fund its activities by offering traders an amount of crypto and pays little to no amount of money to start the crypto. That is one of the great perks of decentralization. The SEC sues the crypto industry players based on the undefined facts that suggest that crypto can be a security. The bone of contention is that it took the SEC 8 years to develop this in Ripple's case. Why was it not a problem 5 years ago? The truth remains that this could have been addressed years ago. It has been suggested to be a mistake on the side of the SEC and Ripple itself for not being proactive enough to see that this didn't blow up in their face. Ripple has chosen to fight, and rightfully so. We think a settlement out of court might be the likely endgame here in this case. The specs of this attack seem more like a general attack on the crypto industry, and it might just become more difficult for crypto developers to thrive in an unwelcoming industry, as their activities are stifled by agencies such as the SEC. In recent years, Ripple just continued its work. As we continue to watch XRP, the digital currency has grown to be used in 55 countries and on all continents for remittances and cross-border payments. The technique is indeed unique. Employing conversion on the Ripple blockchain, banks, international organizations, multinationals, and payment providers can send fiat money. Transactions are completed in seconds, safely, and at a fraction of the traditional cost. The benefits of using XRP is not limited to banks that are on its operating lists. The technology also benefits employees who work in other countries. Suppose you work abroad because you can't find work in your own home country. Relatively high wages are paid in these countries. You're paid weekly, and each time you send home a large part of your earnings where your family might be relying on it. XRP makes this relatively easy. Ripple Inc. is well on its way to becoming a serious competitor, not only for the international payment platform SWIFT, but also for the many smaller payment providers. All charge large commissions and are not 100% reliable like Ripple is. Errors, mistakes, and money that somehow never arrives, SWIFT itself admits to using a margin of error of no less than 6%. So, this alternative filled a hole in the market. Ripple makes small and large money transfers quickly, cheaply, and reliably, and the road to success is open. XRP merely facilitates all its activities rather than Ripple controlling the cryptocurrency itself. XRP shows significant potential, and it could get even bigger than it already is. Think of the World Bank, the ECB, the IMF, and the World Economic Forum. With rave recommendations and being priced from all sides, what could go wrong? All these could be endangered by the SEC's lawsuit, which would declare a platform that offers such benefits to be a fraud. According to American law, if something turns out to be a security, you have to comply with completely different rules. Other countries such as the UK and Japan have explicitly declared XRP is not a security. For example, one of Ripple's early investors, Japan's SIB, a financial giant, is still convinced that they're wrong in the US. Ripple in 2020 threatened to leave its own country several times in the last 6 months, precisely because of the unclear treatment of its currency in the US. Its fears were realized when the lawsuit was filed on the same basis that it was skeptical of. The case has seen the XRP rate drop from approximately 50 cents to just under 30 cents. From being the third most important cryptocurrency, the coin moved to fourth place behind stablecoin Tether. Although XRP is aiming for many developments in 2021, as per the XRP price trends, the experts believe that it will enter into countless financial institution partnerships. By mid-2021, XRP might even touch the $2 mark. Oracle Times has recently predicted that XRP might go up as much as 2,000%. They also added that it could be possible only if Ripple becomes the best choice for cross-border payments by financial institutions. Who knows? It's not an entirely unrealistic long-term scenario, that's for sure. XRP is experiencing huge selling pressure, and it will just continue to drop further. The price is extremely bearish, and there are no signs of short-term recovery in sight. Risks of regulatory tightening will be important for the crypto market in the coming year. The influence of this factor may grow due to the active development of digital currencies by central banks. Regulators do not want to weaken control over cash flows, so they will strongly resist the spread of cryptocurrencies. The influence of this factor will be even more potent than back in 2017 or 2018. This chart shows the XRP USD price, with its possibility to break the line and rise to 27 cents before falling back to the resistance line and then surging to 45 cents. You can still look forward to this buy for a possible advantage pending the surge. This chart shows a new resistance line that has been following the price for a long time. The price has been falling for some time, but as we can see, the price bounced off the support level, and now the growth begins to resume. As we can see, the resistance line and the resistance level cross. On December 29th, the price began to rise, and it may continue to rise before crossing the line. This will mean good and profitable growth. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you click the thumbs up button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Would you like to know more about Ripple XRP? Let us know in the comment section below. See you next time.